Once upon a time, a guy decided to sell his flashy $200,000 Lamborghini. A few days later, he got a call from a potential buyer, and they agreed to meet. When they finally met up, the buyer rolled in with the saddest, rustiest hunk of junk you could imagine, a car that looked like it might fall apart if you sneezed on it. The guy could hardly believe his eyes. "Are you kidding me?" the seller said, barely holding back his laughter. "This car isn't even worth my Lamborghini's tire, let alone the whole thing. You must be out of your mind." But the buyer just smiled and said, I know, but there's something special about my car. It has a genie in the trunk." "Here, let me show you." The seller raised an eyebrow as the buyer clapped his hands. To his utter shock, a genie popped out of the trunk and asked, "How may I serve you?" The buyer, with a smug grin, said, "How about 2 cups of your finest tea?" With a snap of the genie's fingers, 2 steaming cups of tea appeared out of thin air. The seller's jaw dropped to the ground. He couldn't believe his luck. Forget the Lamborghini, he was about to become the proud owner of a genie. Without a second thought, he agreed to the trade, handed over the keys to the Lambo, and sped home in the rusty old car, grinning from ear to ear. When he got home, his wife took one look at the car and almost exploded. "You traded our Lamborghini for this pile of junk? Have you completely lost your mind?" But the man, feeling like the smartest guy in the world, just smiled and said, "Relax, honey. This car has a genie that can give us anything we want. Let me show you." He clapped his hands, and sure enough, the genie appeared and asked, "How may I serve you?" "Give me 4 pounds of gold," the man commanded, feeling like a king. But the genie just shrugged and said, "Sorry, boss. I only serve tea." The man's face fell faster than a souffle in an earthquake. His wife stared at him, arms crossed, while he realized he'd just swapped a luxury supercar for an endless supply of tea and a rusty old clunker. And that, my friends, is why you should never trust a genie in a junkyard car.